Aaron ultimately get the win, but how much are you holding your breath in that ninth inning when you're giving them another extra out?
Yeah, obviously got dicey there, and plays we got to finish.
You look at early in this one, Max Fried, some extra outs there early in this one, and then really found his way after that third inning. Just what, from your vantage point, was he doing differently that allowed him to retire 14 in a row?
I don't know about different. I mean, we got to turn double play in the first for him, and that turns into a long inning. And then I thought he got efficient enough, especially in the middle innings, to give us a chance to get really deep in this game. Obviously, not having a few guys down there available, so just kind of a stud, grinded effort by him.
You went out there. Did you intend on taking him out in that scenario, or you just wanted to hear what he had to say?
Yeah.
How much were you kind of deliberating, knowing where his pitch count was?
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about it before the inning. I wanted him to go out and face low, and after he got him, we kind of caught eyes in the dugout, and then he ends up getting what do you get next? Caballero. He gets him out and then loses Fortes. And I knew he was at the end of the line, but if I could, I really wanted to give Lowe potentially a clean inning there or have him for Diaz. Just wanted to keep Walls from the right side there. If he felt like he had enough, he did. And obviously just made a mistake over the heart that led to the extra base hit.
With Volpe, he had two big at-bats there on the offensive end, but obviously the errors. Do you think that's becoming a little bit mental?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get over it. We got to get through it. One thing for certain, he's really, really good out there, and he's clearly had some struggles and, a little indecisive with that last throw, and not that, it's a short hop there, but, we can't be indecisive there, and he'll get through it. But obviously there's been some tough moments here, and but for a very talented defender, he will get through it, and we got to get him there.
Gary and Brian.
You've mentioned guys playing to not make mistakes or playing safer. You just said there he was being a little indecisive. Do you feel like he's falling into that category where he kind of plays to not make mistakes?
Maybe on a couple throws. Like I felt like that last throw, there was that extra tap, making sure, because you secure it, it's should be an easy completion there, and just being more decisive there. I actually don't. He plays aggressively, and going in this week, he's, coming out of, Toronto series, he's made a lot of really good plays this week. And we know he's capable of that. And, but, I think there's been some plays where he's probably felt it a little bit. Believe it or not, a lot of us have been in those defensive slump places, and, you kind of got to get through it, especially when you're as capable and talented as he is out there. He's going to grow from this, learn from it, and come out on the other side. And we got to help him get it there.
Brian.
Yeah, I was going to ask you something similar, but what do you do to get through it? Is it extra fielding practice? I mean, what do you need?
You can't do much extra. Volpe, as you guys know, is about as hard a worker as you can. It's, it's like a great free throw shooter. It's, you got to practice, obviously, your fundamentals every day, and the things you work on every day, your glove accuracy, your throwing, your moving. He's doing all those things, but then you got to just play, and you don't want to get caught up in that. And I've been there before, where you don't want to make a mistake, or you don't want to, that's the worst place to be. At the end of the day, his confidence should come from the quality of the work and who he is as a defender, and that should be an elite defender, and we need to get him there, and he needs to get through this.
Randy.
There have been times in past years where you've sat down a guy for a couple of days to give him a mental break. Have you thought about that with Volpe, or someone like that who plays every day? Can it help him, or can it hurt him just sitting there thinking about it for 18 innings or so?
I don't know. I'm not going to answer that now. We just ended the game.
Barry, yeah.
You guys came into the game 17th in the majors in stolen bases, and you stole 4 tonight. Is that a new tact, or is that something that they just gave you?
Yeah, we steal. Middle of the pack. I mean, it was there to be had tonight, and it played a big role for us. Wellesley, a double steal there by Volpe and Wells, Obviously JD. So when the matchups present themselves and when they're there, we got to be in position to capitalize, and they did a good job of that tonight.
You're in the middle.
Yeah, obviously had the big homer for you guys. Just big picture, how valuable has Bellinger been for this team?
Massive. I mean, he's been so good on both sides of the ball. Speed and athleticism on the bases too. A ton of big hits, and obviously that was a big blow. Falling behind the way we did, giving them a couple runs there in the first and the solo homer, and what we're going through just as a team. To some really good at bats ahead of them to kind of grind it and set the table, and then a big swing that kind of injected some life in. Like, all right, let's go. And I thought led to some more really good at bats to continue to build a lead. We didn't have a lot of hits tonight, but we had a lot of good at bats. Did some really good things on the bases. That set us up for some runs too. So, but Belly's been huge.
Anybody else? Thank you, Aaron.